Good morning, everyone. Steve here from theturtlefollower.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at the markets, see where we potentially are going this coming week. Before we get to that, first of all, I want to offer everyone, I don't know how to say it, a happy Passover, happy Easter, but whatever religion you decide to celebrate, I know you have a special weekend and week coming up. So again, I offer my best wishes out to everyone. Now, before we even get into the charts, I want to just take one quick minute, let you know something that I'm working on, I'm developing. Just again, another resource for you guys. I'm working on what I'm calling the TTF University, and what that it's going to be is a series of videos, about entering positions, exiting positions. So each one of these topics may have 3 or 4 videos, like a short little e-course type of thing underneath it. So again, I'm trying to pick out what I'm considering to be the most relevant information and provide some short videos just to help you through the process. Now, with that said, I also need your help in telling me, what do you feel is a sticking point for you guys? What is a hurdle that you're trying to get over? Because I'll make sure that gets included, because I'm going off of memory and kind of what I remember myself having issues with. I've done some research and this and that, but times have changed obviously since I started trading. And if you guys are just getting into it, definitely leave a comment. All right, that's the whole intention of this. Leave a comment right here on the page. Again, it's the TTF University. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're struggling with, and I'll be sure to include a video at some point along the way to go through that. So a couple different ideas I have are about time frames. We've done a couple videos like that. About position sizing, again, done a couple videos like that. And let me open up my notebook here, and I'll tell you a couple other ones that I have. We're talking about dividends, sectors, diversification, different order types, moving averages, volume, support, resistance, black swan events, gaps lower, gaps higher. How do you deal with those situations? So I got a lot in my little notebook here that I keep next to my desk. And again, I have some good stuff in there, but I would love to hear what you guys struggle with and what you guys feel you could go ahead and benefit from. So again, right here on TTF University, go in there. None of these links work yet. I'm working on it in the background. I want to release everything, kind of pretty much done. It'll obviously continue to be added to. But again, go here, leave a comment, let me know what you're struggling with, and I'll be sure to include it. So with that out of the way, I hope you guys take advantage of that. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at the markets. Now, we're going to go on the assumption that Friday's action in the futures is realistic. All right, so Friday, the futures were down about 1%, down 19.75 points. And Friday in the U.S., the markets were closed. Again, so this is kind of trading on some other, other news events and stuff like that. But whether this is an actual real move or not remains to be seen. I mean, you could see the volume here is ridiculously low, right down here. You could barely see it. So again, I'm not 100% convinced that this is real, but we're going to go on the assumption that it is. And with that said, we've talked about this in the past as to where we feel the levels are that need to hold. Okay, so you could see that this downtrend line is pretty much intact. It's really looking like maybe there's even an accelerated downtrend line. All right, but this 2035 area has been holding. All right, so if that can continue to hold and we could start breaking some of these downtrend lines, then we're going to end up at the top of the box again. If that ends up failing, you could see already that the 50-day has failed and the trend line has failed. If this 2035 level fails, I would say we're down here at 1980 fairly quickly. I would see this as a pretty big drop off, just because people here have been buying in this consolidation. Now, if we start breaking down, under this 2035, their assumption that 2035 level is going to hold is no longer valid, and they're going to end up dumping their positions, and we're probably going to get a big move down. But for right now, we are holding, and again, we'll see if Friday's action was actually relevant. But either way, the 2035 is really what needs to hold in the S&P. Until that starts to fail, like it is here on the NASDAQ, then, we're just in that sideways market. But here in the NASDAQ, again, assuming that this move on Friday is for real, you can see we are breaking down. All right, breaking down below that 43.12. All right, you can see we've had a couple tails down here. So, next level here on the NASDAQ, I would say, is probably somewhere down here around 41.24 or even this 40.77. But again, that's a big move down. And ultimately, there's a lot of support in this range, okay? People that are, bullish and looking to get long, they may start buying this pullback. It may not be as quick of a move, but you know what? I still think, again, this 41.24 probably is relevant. And look at where that 41.24 kind of lines up on. Let's see if we can get it in here. Fairly close. 41, let's call it right there. All right, so it's almost looking like it's coming back to test that channel, to test the 200-day moving average. So not a bad area to look at if we do, in fact, start breaking down from this level, which it looks like we are. But again, volume on Friday was extremely low, so it's kind of a catch-22 at this point, whether we actually break down or not. But you can see all the markets having a little bit of a lower day. All right, and again here, 41.76 are these tails. I'm sorry, 17.67. That was a little bit of dyslexia there. 17.67 are where we see these tails come in. So for right now on the Dow, again, similar situation to the NASDAQ. We have this big consolidation here. All right, we never really truly broke out of that range. It was kind of a false breakout. So you could almost draw this as one gigantic box. And then again, it wouldn't be surprising to see us come down here at 17.32. So that's where it looks like we're going. What needs to change to look like we're starting to head the other direction? First of all, we need to start putting in a higher candle on the weekly. All right, you can see here it looked like we were starting to do it back here a couple weeks ago. It didn't end up materializing. We had a big bearish candle here, another one here, all right, with a nice big tail up on top. So the first thing I would need to see is, first of all, some commitment to buying, all right, which means more than one day up at a time. All right, you can see here, looking at the Dow, pretty much alternating. Every day up was followed the next day by a down day. All right, that can't happen. All right, if the bulls are really going to take control, that is not the way you want to see this. You want to start seeing some green bars similar to this. All right, a couple nice big green bars, and then we start all of a sudden moving higher. So that would be the first thing we would need to see. Second thing we would need to see is back above the 50-day moving average in all three of these indices. All right, that's the second thing I want to see. And the third thing is to start breaking those trend lines. So those are my three keys for this week as far as moving forward. Those are the things that I think need to happen in order to really start bringing in the buyers and maybe saying, you know what, maybe this down move is not the move that's actually going to happen. So I think the bulls have a lot of work to do at this point. I really thought these levels were going to hold, especially when we were starting to kind of test the tops of these consolidations. But needless to say, it's not, and we just trade accordingly. So right now, I say it's range bound to down is the bias. And again, those three things, two up days in a row, as far as what needs to start changing to start moving higher. So 2 up days in a row, closing above the 50-day moving average, and starting to break these downtrend lines. So that's the plan for this week. And last but not least, if you're long the Russell, just stay along the Russell. I mean, the Russell is just outperforming. Russell looks great. I would love to own the Russell if I traded that way, but you know what? I don't trade that way. But if you guys want to own the IWM, go ahead. I mean, it looks great. No reason to think that is anywhere near as bad as the other three. All right. So the Russell may lead us higher. With that said, that is it for the rest of this video. Members, head on over to the weekend update. We're going to go over our positions, go over our closing trades this week, and go over a couple new stocks on the watch list. So I hope you guys head on over there. If you're not a member, definitely go over, sign up for the 7-day free trial, check it out, and see if it's something that's for you. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.